What's up, everybody? Showtime is Blaze Gang with King's Critiques, and we're here for ReZero. Last week, we got another fight that was ended, basically, and now we're down to two. Lust and Gluttony. And Al seems to have left the fight with Lust, but how well did that go since, well, he should have crushed her, and then Reinhardt joined the fight. It seems like we're gonna join one of the Gluttony fights to start off. And I said one of, because I'm still not sure. Is Gluttony two different people, or is the second Gluttony somebody else? Still to find that out. Hopefully we do this episode. Let me know your thoughts. This is the season finale, which fucking sucks. But it is what it is. So we're going to see how this fight ends. And honestly, we'll probably have Lust carry over into the next season, because she probably is the bigger threat. Or maybe the second Gluttony is the bigger threat. Let's find out. Hit like, subscribe, and if you're not going to have conversations, at least let the whole video run through. Let me get to watching, because that would be much appreciated. That said, let's get into things. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention the return to Biko. Okay, so she does know how she's bringing back Puck. That's at least a good thing. But having to use all of what she has to do it with, that would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? Those guys no longer exist. Oh, hi, Val. Yeah, honestly, like, that looks like it barely hurt him, so how would it make Reinhardt cry? I mean, granted, Reinhardt probably would play cry because, I mean, come on, it's Val. Like, of course he'd feel bad for her not hurting him and, like, tear up just, like, pity-wise, but yeah, that's a whole other story. Oh, that's not good. Oh, right. You technically can't do that because that's probably not her real name. Duh. Magic weapon. Now, what would make Beatrice make that comment? Did the weapon used to belong to her mother? Is Felt reincarnated from her mother? Because I imagine the reason that Gluttony had that reaction is because Felt is not her real name. Otherwise, that would not have gone down like that, and things would have gone according to plan. But instead, he got sick to his stomach as soon as he tried pulling his little trick. So, to be fair, Biko, you are shorter than her. One of the few people who are. Damn, that did fuck him up quite a bit, didn't it? And he escaped. Oh. Damn. He escaped, and then chewed the flesh directly off the bone. Okay. See, now there's a whole other question here. Like, who the fuck is this? Is this, like, his bigger body? Okay, so how did Gluttony go from being a creepy little gremlin child to being a... And I'm sorry if I'm insulting anybody for saying this. A creepy grown man? Like, that's really the only way I can think to put it. Kind of reminds me of the dude from both Fruit of Evolution and Echo. But at least that was a good guy. This not so much. Then again, I guess even the other body was kind of effeminate, but... So, this body was the female? Because I thought the one that was fighting Julius was the female. Then again, that was not a thought, that was more of a opinion, because the other Gluttony did kind of have more of a feminine form. Well, to be fair, that is the name that Ram gave her. So whoever her parents actually were must have given her another name officially, but she ended up an orphan, so Ram gave her another name. So, actually, better question, how the fuck does Gluttony know that whatever would be on some official document in this realm? That's even more confusing, personally. Is it really the end of it, though? Because isn't Lust still, like, somewhere, and so is the other Gluttony? So, like, how can they say that? Well, unless Lust is the one who got to the tower and is claiming victory, which I could believe. See, now, here's the fucked up part about having people that can transform into other people. Us as the viewers can't even trust this as Biko right now, because, like, she was just with Otto. So did she separate from him after Well, okay, she was just with Felt and Otto, because Otto was kind of, like, incapacitated. So she's just, like, work on getting him somewhere to heal him before finding these two? Or is this, lust or gluttony in some kind of disguise? Okay, listen, don't be taking lessons from Priscilla like that. Well, normally. But, like, in this case, do not take lessons from Priscilla like that. Wait, so she left Wrath alive? See, now, here's the thing. Since he basically has the spirit of Beetlejuice in him, doesn't that mean that he should actually have some sort of better connection to her? Because, like, he did kind of take the sin of sloth for his own power. I hate to be that guy, but this is a very valid question in a lot of cases, So, of course, the one you capture is the one that only gives a shit about herself. Just immediately about to bring the hammer down. That's great. Okay, but, like, in all reality, Wrath does kind of have a fine figure. She's just nuts. God, she has the vocal talent of Nicki Minaj. I mean, you're technically right. Well, seeing as how he fucking killed the man and he just took his spirit, I don't know about that. Yeah, no, I think they kind of picked up on that fact. But, like, okay, no, I believe her on that, because what if she's right about the one thing and Beetlejuice still exists within Subaru to a point? So what if Gluttony gets to take his name and then the only thing that remains is the sin of sloth? So I guess technically that would make sense, because the sin would take over Subaru's form if his name actually just didn't exist. Listen, don't ask what Al's planning. Like, that man is an enigma of his own. Like, there's something going on under that helmet that's probably a lot scarier than a lot of you think. No. See, Anastasia's right on this. If you leave Wrath alive, maybe they will come back for her. Or maybe they'll kill her just so that she doesn't spill the beans. So, I'd rather not risk the one way and just, Because she ain't saying shit that'll be helpful. So, just, like, leave Amelia in there to extract whatever she can, and boom. Well, I would want to be on your side, but the creators can't even use your canon name properly. Exactly my point! His name is not based off from a fucking amusement park attraction. His nickname? Sure. But that's not the name he went by with 2 seasons. Okay? That really is the fact that irritates me the most, honestly. Is the fact they called him Felix for 2 seasons. And now all of a sudden they're using Ferris. Like a fucking wheel. Bitch. I know people probably would... I'm not finishing that thought process. Anyway, he's not based off from a fucking Ferris wheel. His name has been Felix Argyle since season 1. Now all of a sudden it's Ferris, and it's like, boy, what? Y'all fucking writers alcoholics, and you look at his nickname and be like, use that for the rest of the season. And then the other people are like, that's not what we've done the last 2 seasons. I don't care, use that. Okay, sir. No. Priscilla has a point on this one. Like, if somebody's entire body was reshaped and reformed into something completely different, and now they're just crazed maniacs out to kill, would there really be a point to trying to revive them into some sort of capable form? Because the best you're probably going to get is reviving their state of mind into something more human-like, but they're still going to be in those demonic bug-like bodies. Which, granted, could be a good thing, because if you can, like, resurrect some form of rationality in their mind, maybe you could at least turn them into, like, your own personal war bugs, but I think that's, like, a fate worse than death. Unless, like, some of them are into it and they're like, hell yeah, we want to get revenge for being turned into this. Yeah, like what she did to the wives of Regulus. She literally just put them to sleep and their hearts stopped that entire time so she could finish him off. Okay, and that specifically, is Garfield gonna, like, open up and be like, So, I think you're my mother as well. Can we talk? I don't think he's gonna be man enough to do that, though. You know, honestly, though, how much more would the fight have turned around if Puck was actually part of it? Because no, Puck didn't have his full strength. I'm sorry, her full strength, like, immediately. And the only reason that Puck reverted to that crystal and hasn't left in a long time was because she used her full power, but. And, like, I know. But that cat's a boy, right? If you're saying that cat is a boy, y'all haven't watched the show. Because as we're, like, 99% sure, Puck is actually just Amelia's mother. Like, that is what I recall hearing from the movie, is that her mother kind of, like, put all of her energy into a spirit being Puck. And, like, my memory is shit, but I'm 99% sure that's what it was. Yeah, right? Those two little shits that couldn't keep themselves out of trouble. Did he get attacked by one of the gluttonies? So he was... That actually backs my theory more that the other gluttony wasn't a gluttony. That backs my theory more. Unless... okay, never mind. The other gluttony was... Okay, so the gluttony's triplets. Kind of like the little lolly cat people. So that actually is kind of fucked up. So Julius did get properly attacked by the one gluttony he was fighting. So, regrettably, that means his name should be forgotten by everybody. And as we know with the REM situation, Subaru is kind of immune to that. So... I mean, it's good that he's still up and standing and probably able to fight. Though, would he still be able to use his spirits since his name has been taken out from the equation and spirits bind themselves to the people? So if his name is in question, that brings a whole different thought to how Season 4 can roll on. Because, like, he's not dead, he's not incapacitated, he's just handicapped now, I guess, if my thought is right. Because no name means no contract with spirits, which means the other spirit user in the area other than Subaru is basically shit out of luck. Now, however, he is still a knight, so it's not like he can't bring him to the group and be like, okay, so this is going to take a lot of explaining, but y'all know Gluttony's powers? Yeah, he got attacked by a gluttony, I guess, and now we don't remember his name. Now, that's not so bad because he's still standing and he's still a swordsman and all that, but he's also a spirit user, so he's kind of shit out of luck about that. So, Reinhardt, teach this man how to fight proper. That's all I got for you. Like, it's good that at least Subaru remembers who he is, so he can just, like, call into question who he is. But, bro, that is just the most unfortunate luck. One of your best fighters, it lost basically their best power. Oh well, we get to see how all this unravels in Season 4. So, I suppose, my theory on gluttony being more than one person, I guess, has been made realistic. And based on how it was gone over with, the gourmet, the satiator, and the foul feeder, that means there are 3 gluttonies. And we've only seen 2 fighting. Because the third, I guess, is the girl? Like, the actual girl, not just the, like, feminine-looking one Julius was fighting. There's a lot that came from this season going into the next one that's kind of crazy, because, like, Lust is still alive, and she has her own shit going on. The Gluttony trio, I guess, is still roaming around, or at least 2 of them are. Maybe the third did actually die, and they just recovered his body. Though, then again, if that was the case, they would have remembered the names of everybody that was dying and Rem. We still have one Sin who is completely not even in the equation right now because, again, let's go over a little recap of all the sins. You know, we have Wrath in captivity, Sloth absorbed by Subaru, Greed, Regulus, buried in a fucking hole. Let's see. Lust, Wrath, Greed. I just said Sloth. Did I even bring up... I didn't even bring up Lust yet, but yeah, Lust, who is just missing in action. The Gluttony triplets, which is a whole other thing. I'm having a problem with my sins again. Hold on. Lust, Sloth, Greed, Gluttony, Wrath, Envy. We haven't seen the Sin Archbishop of it all. And... I don't think I said Pride. So are those the two missing ones, or Pride and Envy? Yes, that sounds right. So I think we have seen one of them, like, at the end of season 2 in the caravan with Regulus, but we didn't see him during this entire thing. So season 4 we have the return of 4 of the, well, okay, probably 3 of the sins, because the actual Witch of Envy is what they were looking to resurrect. So does that mean that that her Sin Archbishop might be the leader of these guys? That's the question. Let me know your thoughts if you're a non-manga reader in the comment section down below. And also, right with me, petition to get Felix's name back. Because the Ferris thing, that has triggered me every single time this season. And just going from one name to the other between 2 seasons just irritates the shit out of me. I know it shouldn't, but it does. So yeah, petition to get Felix's name back. The femboy deserves his name. Femboy, Trap. Femboy's probably better because he's actually open about being a guy while increasingly effeminate. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts on what's going to happen in Season 4 if you're a non-manga reader. And if you are, well, maybe give a bit of opinions, just not spoilers. Because we're probably getting this back, around Halloween season, I would imagine. I would hope. I haven't heard anything yet, but most information we've gotten about upcoming anime shit is, well, I think extending out to the summer. Because there's so much good shit coming in July. But for now, I'll leave that thought on that for this. And, oh man, there's so much more I could discuss, but I'll discuss if people want to comment in the comment section down below about those things. That being said, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channel, the description down below, ring both bells like Facebook, follow Twitter, Blue Sky, keep updated with things, TikTok, Patreon, we get the full unedited visuals and audio of the stuff I upload here. Twitch, subscribe for benefits, can do so at Twitch Prime for free. That helps me out more for the temporary, but these help me out more for the long term based on the long term I've been here. Check out the playlist here, watch the stuff, comment on it, have discussions, all of that, or just let it run through, help me get watch time, because that's highly appreciated. Video here is either what YouTube recommends to you, or the bigger version of this show from the cut-up version. In either case, it's been the Blaze King with King's Critique. Out, ta-ta for now.